So guys, welcome back to another episode of the Serie A audio experience. Anto, you're gonna introduce us? We are missing an important person on here.
Who, the important person? Somebody that is having fun in Europe over there?
Yeah, well, I think he's sleeping right now.
He's working very hard, actually.
It's Eminem that is missing. Anyway, let's start with the introduction.
Sure, go
From the front, we have AC.
Okay.
Or aka Antonio Cassano, Antonio Cinque Palmi, like Peter used to do Cinque Palmi. Then next to me on my left we have Peter Ukurt for the friends, of course, but it's PC PC or personal computer, Peter Curto. Next to him it's the Comandante, it's a GM, the GM, general manager Gaetano Messina. And next to me it's Michael Coro, aka Mike the Greek or Michael Cantaris.
Michael Kors, this guy puts me the brand. Thank you for that amazing little introduction for yourself.
And then over here, we forgot, is the most important person, is Mr. Producer over here, Enrico Bocca di Fuoco.
He's the one that's translated
Mouth of Fire.
There we go.
Yeah, he's in charge of the lights because many times we don't make it to the end of the podcast.
He's an electrician for a reason.
All right, sure. Mike, what's the topic, Mike?
We got a lot of topics. And Anto, I don't want to go to the game that you first
That's okay, go on.
No, because I think it's too much. I think it's too much for you. I feel like we haven't seen Peter in a long time over here. Peter's been very busy. Soon to be married, so soon to be locked up. In other words,
he said, of course.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one. And another one.
We're gonna have some fun. Should we just give more detail about Peter?
No. We're talking culture here.
They can send gifts if they want.
There we go.
Okay, we'll
put it in the box. There we go.
GoFundMe page or something like that. Or go save me page because this guy here, once he gets married, he's gonna unlock me page. He's gonna get locked.
Annalisa watches the podcast.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Oh, Annalisa, I take it back. You know that. I was joking, okay?
Okay, so moving on, because of Peter, let's talk about Inter first. Inter beat Torino 3-0, pretty straight from the beginning. The first half ended 0-0, but the second half, that's where the goals came in. And Lautaro, this guy's, if you thought he was good last season, this season he's incredible. You gotta give credit where it's due. Let me just read a little stat. Lautaro last season, for the first 9 games, he scored 3 goals. Lautaro this season, the first 9 games, Anto, how many goals do you think he scored?
10, 11.
11 goals.
11 goals.
Why you say it like it's not like you could do that with your eyes closed?
Deal. Hey, when you have una corazzata, we say in Italian. We have top defenders, top midfielders, top everything, goalkeeping. Well, I mean, the last thing that you should be doing, thinking about it, just score and that's it, and put the game away.
Wow.
So you have top defenders, top goalkeepers, and a guy that scores 11 goals in 9 games is not.
Is not a
no,
good.
What I'm saying is, it's the least.
He said you should do that.
You should be doing more.
Yeah,
you should be even doing more.
How many goals did Giroud score?
For the we talked about Bocca di Fuoco. This guy is Piede di Fuoco.
There we go.
He's
Foot
a
on fire.
Foot of fire.
Foot on fire. Yeah.
I mean, the guy is unbelievable. What they call? He's a bull. I mean, he's a bull. He fights for every ball. He takes shots, and his decision to take the shot, to pass, to with the inside of his foot, outside of his foot, whatever, is good. Is very good. The first half, I thought that Torino
had some chances.
They had a few chances. I thought Torino was hanging in there. They probably were thinking maybe we can get a point out of this game. But then the second half, Inter is good everywhere. Every position, they're very good.
Stacked.
For the long term, you probably need another forward. If you go, I don't know this guy Sanchez. I don't know why you guys signed this guy Sanchez. But for the long term, since when he's coming back, Anatovic?
They're saying another month or so, if I'm not mistaken.
Depends on the hamstring injury, the grade.
Yeah. So then
he's older.
In January, maybe you have to look at something if he doesn't come back. But other than that,
they look good.
Yeah, they look tremendous. They look very good.
Are you trying to say that they can win the Champions League with this team?
They can win.
I don't know why you're laughing.
I mean, they won the final last season.
It's a serious question.
Well, right now we're talking about Serie A. I think that for Serie A, they're the best team.
Yeah.
And they are. I think they can win the Scudetto.
Okay.
When we go to the Champions League, then we'll talk.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
When we get to that bridge, we're gonna cross it,
Yeah.
right? So, Mike, so what is your case? I mean, it's been everybody said that Inter is doing great. I mean, Lautaro is on fire.
Yeah.
So everything is clicking 100 cylinder at the time.
For sure.
So far, so good.
And they have a better squad than last season, so I think what they done last season they can definitely achieve in terms of winning the Scudetto and going far in the Champions League. But there's always variables in terms of, especially in Champions League, depends who you get in your path. If you get a favorable draw,
well, you keep a couple of people that get injured, like
anything can happen. There's a lot of
a couple
things.
of those, everything can change.
Of course.
Listen, that's for any team. The thing is, the Inter team, for you to say, oh, are they going to win the Champions League? When you have Marotta that comes on and says, expect to always sell a star player every year, then we're not aspiring to win a Champions League. Last year, to reach the final was amazing, and it was a great run. And I think Inzaghi and the team played to excellence to reach that final. Now, expectations has to be Scudetto, has to be to win the Serie A.
Oh, for sure.
The team is made to win. I like, the depth that we have in defense, on the wing back position and in our midfield. Striker, we lack something, because the issue is, and what we saw with the Bologna or Sassuolo, when the going gets tough, there's not going to be every game that you play to perfection. Do we have a number 9 that can go in and score and try to just get any cross available and put it in the back of the net to win the game in the end? There we lack. Even with Arnautovic coming back, he's not that number 9 prolific goal scorer that is going to get you the goal at the end. He's going to come in and do his job, but we don't have that, and that's something for January that needs to be addressed.
Who do you have in mind for January?
Who I have in mind is also going to come with a price tag, which is Taremi, who was linked with Milan for a long time. From Porto.
Very good.
And I think
scorer.
Experience, goal scorer, you have him.
But he's not scoring anything right now. It's just been lacking right now.
Yeah, but I think off the bench, you have a solid guy that has done it in the past and is able to score. What I think, especially for this game, what was the deciding point, and it ends up being the goal that gives Inter the 1-0, is keeping Thuram in the game. How many times do we see Inzaghi rush to make 3 subs in the 60th minute? For a striker, you need to give him a little bit more time every once in a while. I understand that you have only 2 strikers, really, because unfortunately Sanchez, for me, I don't consider him more of a striker than just somebody that can come in and hold the ball and try to do something. But he's not going to be the prolific guy that we've seen for so long with Barca, Udinese, and so on. So Inzaghi, I think, by keeping Thuram, got Thuram the chance to score, with Dumfries coming in and Carlos Augusto coming in, 2 guys that are tanks and then go up and down. So it's really nice to see even Fratesi come in and kind of reanimize this team and create out of nothing and give a different perspective and a different style to the Inter midfield. Where at times, for example, in the first half, we were kind of stagnant and not really moving the lines.
Well, let me ask you something.
I just want to add something real quick for that. P, there's a lot of back talk in terms of Inter's backline, in terms of how there's a lot of swapping and going back and forth. But if you had to pick a solid 3-man backline for the strongest for the strongest game that you have to play against, what would it be for you?
So backline, you mean all 5 or just the 3?
3.
All 3, yeah, 3.
3?
Yeah.
So Pavard is the definite. That guy
sure.
is top. Okay. Bastoni on the left. In the middle, because of how last year ended up, I would keep Acerbi. Okay.
Wow.
But De Vrij is a solid backup for Acerbi. That guy, in the past, he was always a star defender, and I think now that he has a little bit of clarity, given that he got the new contract, you start seeing him performing on the field as well.
Let me ask you something. So you previously stated that this team is built to win the Campionato, right? So for you, short of winning, what would you be blaming
This guy.
Inzaghi or the management for? Let's say you're not winning this year.
No, not blaming management. I would say January,
Yes.
if you don't get a striker, you're not planning to win the Scudetto.
Really? That goes that far?
Well,
Of course.
okay.
I think even without
course.
Inter getting a Scudetto, they're still favorites regardless.
So
Okay,
you're
they should
telling
win
me-
You can be
regardless.
favorites,
getting a-
but if you're not
Even if they
going,
don't get,
if you're
I
not
still think
going
not.
after a 9, in my eyes, says, okay, we're gonna be complacent and be able to just manage and have what we have. Instead, you go after the 9. I don't care if it's not Taremi, but you have to go after a 9. This is what we have. We have 4 strikers.
But you're making it-
Antonio, we have 4
How many
strikers.
toys
But you're
did you
making-
want?
yeah,
Four
listen,
strikers.
To be
When I
fair,
grew
you're
up-
making it seem like you don't.
No,
you have
that's
every other
spoiled.
position. You guys just stack. You have
Lautaro
the
gets
most
injured.
goals
Who
in Serie
goes
A.
in?
Well,
Lautaro
so
gets
far
injured.
he
Who goes
hasn't
in?
got injured.
Lautaro gets injured. Who goes in?
They have to change it up.
What do you mean
Asante
change it up?
goes
You got
with
one
them.
striker.
You got
Asante goes with
Arnautovic.
them.
Arnautovic.
What?
You got
Arnautovic
Arnautovic.
injured.
He's gonna come in.
Listen, you can't go with 4 strikers.
You-
always 5
Wow.
strikers. Always.
So what do you
Every
say?
team has 5
Yeah.
strikers.
The way
How
I
many
see
strikers
it,
does Milan have?
the way I see it, you guys wanted to win by just eliminating the competition.
Oh, come on.
Okay, yeah, it is. It is what it is.
Who do we take
you got
from Milan?
Lautaro. You got Lautaro.
Who do we take from Milan?
Don't.
That's my competition.
You got Lautaro. You got you. What do you
Thuram
take?
free.
Wait. You asked me the question. Let me answer. Taremi, that's what you're taking from Milan because AC Milan is still on Taremi. So that's what you're doing. You wanted to take
come
away
on.
that
What
the
does that have to do
we
with
almost
anything?
signed him. The guy was on the
That's
plane.
part of the business. You guys take too long.
The
Tick,
guy
tick.
was almost on the plane
All
to
right.
come to San Siro.
That's-
okay? This is what you
that's
guys
business.
doing. You're taking competition
Sorry,
away.
okay,
Business.
you
That's
go to
not
the,
business.
You go to the supermarket.
Don't point a finger at me. I'm going to bite you.
You go to the supermarket and there's an apple. You want the apple, but you don't have the money to pay for the apple. It's still open to get. I can go buy it.
He's taking that apple.
So that's what
He's
the
gonna
competition
bite
is.
the
You see what they're doing to me, Mr. Producer. You see what they're doing to
And
me.
then you got something missing when you buy.
But
There's a leg
Anto
missing.
does have some sort of point though. At the end of the day, with the current squad you have now, Inter do have the most goals. It must be said. They still have the most stacked squad overall than any other team, and compared to last season, they improved. So I'm not saying it's a failure if they don't make it to the Champions League final, but I think the minimum they gotta win the Serie A season, even if they don't fortify. in
Even with 2
January.
people less than what you have right now, you should be winning.
Listen, improved is a tough word because we lost. Hold on.
Okay, go.
Is Lukaku not a top striker in
Give
Serie
me
A?
a break.
Not last season. What he's
Is
done with
Lukaku
Inter,
not a
maybe
top
few
striker?
seasons ago.
Lukaku still signed him.
That Roma's going crazy.
Okay,
over
You
but
there.
now
could have
if
still
you-
signed him. You decided not to.
Was Thuram a guarantee number 9?
You could have still signed.
But
Don't
Thuram-
People were
listen,
complaining that
listen.
Thuram is not a number
But
9.
he's doing well.
He's doing
He's
amazing.
flourishing.
But to
Right?
say, oh, we have an upgrade. We got rid of Skriniar.
Skriniar,
Who was the last
give
But
me
he
a
one?
wasn't
break.
playing though, P. Let's call a spade a
Skriniar
spade.
was
He
gone already
wasn't
6
playing.
months before
no,
of
Anto's
last
right,
year.
Though. He wasn't playing.
Yo.
He wasn't starting. Let's
But
be honest.
what I'm trying to say is we're losing pieces and we're doing a like
He's
for like.
trying. Look,
Change.
look,
I like
Mike.
no, because you got
Gaetano,
Frattesi
look
there.
what this guy's doing. Please
Yes.
back me up.
Please back me up, he said.
What is he
Wait,
doing? He's
Gaetano.
already.
I want to hear Gaetano's view because you heard us screaming at each
Well,
other. Who has a point? Be honest.
I would grab that apple now before it's gone.
Come on.
What do you think? Based on what we said for Inter and
No, I
They need
think
to-
Inter, you need another forward. I think you need to get another forward.
but even without, is it an upgrade from last season's squad or no?
With
If their squad right now compared to last season's squad.
the squad for now is very good. I mean, they lost Magnan, they replaced him with
Magnan,
somebody.
Magnan was-
Onana.
But Sommer's
They
very
replaced
good,
Onana,
right?
but they replaced him with
Yeah,
somebody
straight
that
swap.
is doing a good job.
Just
They-
as good or better than
They-
that.
Not
Come
better,
on,
not
you made a
better.
mistake with
Much
Sassuolo.
better.
Not
they
better. He's
they
good.
lost
He's good.
Skriniar, but they got Pavard.
Yeah, but Skriniar wasn't.
who's
Yeah.
good. The only thing is that
They got Frattesi.
the Frattesi is very good.
Oh, Gosens,
I
right?
think they're a little
They
bit
got
short.
Thuram.
If
Carlos
you want
Augusto
to
for
go,
goals.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want to go
Carlos Augusto.
all the way, I think you need another forward. Because Sanchez to me is not a forward.
Okay,
Sanchez
but-
got it for free, Gaetano.
Yeah, but he's not a forward.
But the guy was never. I think he's a friend of Inzaghi. He made a phone call and said, "Come on, let's come and sit on the bench.
But
I'll use you
wait.
from time to
But
time." The guy
Gaetano,
was
and
a
that's
wash
the
out.
point. So
the
now
guy's
you're-
40 years old,
you're-
almost
so you're-
25 years old.
So you're agreeing with me?
No, I'm not.
Wait, but
I think with whichever you
Let me
pretty
have a good
stocked up to
question.
win, as it is right now, and
But-
for you, short of winning, it would be a disgrace.
I just want to say one
Mike,
thing. Wait,
you're going to try to do better than last year, right?
better than last. But
Every team is trying to always to improve, right?
I know, but if they don't win the Scudetto, even if they don't get another forward, is it a failure? That's my question. If they stick with their squad now and keep it till
And they don't
till
win the
summer,
Scudetto?
and should they? are they expected to win the Scudetto?
Of course.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And I didn't even mention one other striker.
Oh boy, he's ready. What?
Do you know him? Do you know the striker I'm going to mention?
I don't know.
Edin Dzeko. Dzeko, who carried the team last year.
70 years old, Dzeko.
Dzeko in any team in Serie A would be a starter.
He came from Ronaldo, right? Straight swap.
But Pete,
you cannot consider Dzeko Ronaldo as a straight swap.
You could have kept Dzeko for a couple million. You could have signed Dzeko.
I agree. I'm upset that they didn't sign him. I'm upset that they didn't sign him.
That means he was not part of the plans.
Okay, they looked at it as an age thing or saying, hey, he's not going to be able to produce anymore. But we're still missing that number 9 that comes off the bench that can score goals.
I like Arnautovic.
I think he's great. And it gives another dimension to Dzeko. Better footwork than Dzeko.
I like it, but he's injured, so you need to replace.
I get it. Wow. Anything else you guys want to add to the
No, too much already. We spoke about it. We already know that they're going to win the Campionato. They're going to challenge the final again for the Champions League. So let's move on to the next one.
You don't like the pressure, huh?
Let's go to Roma. Let's go to Roma.
Milan's only a point away, and all of a sudden they don't exist.
We're talking about Lukaku. Let's talk about Roma. That's Gaetano's favorite team. Lukaku and Roma, they're just doing...
I want to hear afterwards when we talk about Milan, the back talk.
It's all right. I'm ready.
So, okay, we'll move on to the Roma match. Roma won late into the show against Monza. And Monza actually held their own. Roma were unlucky, though. They had a bunch of chances, hit the post. And Monza were playing with a man down for the whole second half. D'Ambrosio got 2 yellow cards. He got sent off. And just when it looked like Monza were going to hold Mourinho for that draw, they ended up scoring at the end. El Shaarawy, super sub, came in, scored. And I just want to say El Shaarawy's been having a crazy back and forth week. Got called up to the Azzurri after a long time. Started for the Azzurri. Now has got a goal for Roma. There was a lot of allegations that he denied for the betting and stuff. So very emotional back and forth. And I think we're all fans of El Shaarawy. Maybe his career didn't take the approach that we expected it to be. But he's that hardworking kind of player that gives his all the time, right? Played for multiple clubs in Italy too. But what you guys think? And Mourinho, of course, to top it off, the win gets sent off, and he's not going to be on the bench against his former team, against Inter. They play next round.
It's all planned.
That out.
He planned it.
What do you guys think of that?
I started. Go ahead.
About Roma? I mean, listen, it's Roma needed this win, especially when you have a man advantage for the whole second half.
For sure.
I think Monza at times really gave Roma a run for its money. And Monza, you have to give credit where credit is due. They have a nice little team, interesting players. I mean, they were able to revitalize a guy like Gagliardini, who, I always never rated him with the Inter team. But in Monza, he seems to have been
found his form a little bit.
Find his form.
He looks like Atalanta a little bit when he was back in Atalanta.
And add that muscle with Pessina and this kid called Pani also coming out of nowhere and really some really brilliant.
The goalkeeper is a good goalkeeper.
Brilliant, team, and well coached by Palladino. I have to say, when he came in, he really changed Monza's approach. But going back to Roma, I mean, that's the recipe for a winning team. Now, I don't know if they're gonna win the Scudetto or win anything. I think they're way too far this year. But it's an important win, important 3 points for Europe, to be in contention for Europe. And you need these games to suffer a little bit and then be able to find a way to score. That gives another life to the team and to the fans, of course. And Roma were so close, when they hit the post.
Lukaku.
Towards the end, I think was it someone else? There was somebody else that hit the post. So, listen, unfortunately, soccer, calcio is a cruel sport at times, where Monza did everything they should have to be able to keep that 0-0. And
Di Gregorio too helped a lot on that. 2 huge shaves, man.
And El Shaarawy,
punished
like you said, it was a big week for him, and he was targeted during the Calcio Scommesse, and it turns out to be untrue. So it's fitting for someone like that to at least have the goal and get the 3 points for Roma.
Gaetano, what are you saying?
No, I like Roma. I think Roma they started pretty bad, but little by little they're getting there. It's taking a while, but they're gonna be there at the end. At the end,
they for top 4.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think they're gonna be in the top 5 teams and possibly. I like that Mourinho never gave up on Bellotti. I would have gave up on him a long time ago.
Well, Dybala's also injured too. We got to add to it, right? So it doesn't have too much of a choice.
You think that when I like Cristante, and Cristante's
playing center back, very versatile.
He can play
midfield.
Versatile. He can play center midfield and he can play center back. I like Paredes. Paredes was finished. I mean, this guy.
He sweat everything.
Juventus, they want. I mean, he's doing a decent job.
He's all over the pitch. Yeah. He's running his ass off.
And I think the coach has a lot to do with it. And the same thing with Dybala. You know, Dybala feels like the coach loves him. And when you know that the coach is behind you, and that does a lot for your confidence for the player. You got Bellotti starting to score a couple of goals. Lukaku scores every week. And you still got Abraham that might come back in January.
Yeah.
You know, so when they come back, when this guy come back and Dybala comes back, it's a very nice team.
Good point.
Well, Roma, with the help of some slip up from the top 6 that we have right now, that includes Fiorentina. We learned that they lost at home against Empoli, so they might find themselves on the top 5. I don't think they're going to challenge the Champions League, but because there's a lot of players.
Okay,
they're not going to be challenging for the Champions League. But I mean, although they have the top, the attacking line, it's fabulous. I mean, with you named Bellotti, you named Abraham, Dybala, Lukaku. So the up there is there, but Roma is lacking a little bit on defense and midfield and midfield.
I just want to add, they did have a bad start, like Gaetano said, but right now they're currently in 7th place, 14 points, only 3 points away from top 4, which is actually better than I expected them to be. And I criticize them a lot, but I agree with you. They're starting their engines a little slow, and who knows? They have a little versatile players. They have some players out. Dybala, Abraham, and who knows when they get back and Mourinho really.
But they're going to go to Milano next week, so there's going to be I don't know. I don't expect them to win.
No, I get it, but I can see them going the last few rounds for them fighting for top 4. I don't think they're totally out yet. I think there's still some hope for them, of course.
Okay, so Mourinho's not going to be sitting on the bench, number 1. Lukaku is going to be, I heard that a lot of people that buy whistles.
You said that was all set up, this Mourinho not being
there.
I think
he does these things to himself.
They love them in Milano. What are you talking about? Is he ever been booed when he goes to Milan? No. He goes back as a hero there.
If he doesn't sit on the bench, he's going to say, hey, listen, we lost it because I was not sitting on the bench. Don't you know his mentality?
I don't think he's going to say that.
They're going to say, look what I had on the bench. I said, what do you say, Mr. Producer?
If they lose, it's going to be Cristante. They're going to do something.
Enrico is shaking his hands and saying, no, I'm wrong. So,
next Sunday, there's going to be Inter Roma and Napoli Milan. What a Sunday!
So that's gonna.
Where are you gonna be on Sunday?
Watching the game.
There we go.
Where? In New Jersey or over here?
I'm gonna be here. What do you mean?
We're gonna have 40 people over here.
You have room for me?
Don't worry.
Are you cooking? You have room for me?
We leave a little corner. That little corner over there.
Okay. On to the next one. Talking about teams that are a little bit different from last season. Napoli. But this time, Napoli ended up getting the job done, giving Rudy Garcia a little bit of a break, not sweating as much compared to the last few weeks. They won against Verona 3-1. Yeah, you could say Verona's not doing good this season, fighting to stay up. But for Rudy Garcia, every game matters right now, especially because ADL's looking for his replacements. So maybe with this win, maybe he put down the paper a little bit. It was like, maybe we'll give him a couple more match days. But we got to also add Osimhen injured. So they got a big 3 goals without him. Politano looked great, 2 assists, got a goal. And Kvaratskhelia looks like the player he was last season.
Well, he just got married. He figured something must be working over there. So,
but he does look good. He looks like his old self a little bit.
It's like Pete right now is getting married soon, and then soon you're going to see Peter.
He's going to be even better.
Oh, it's going to be scoring a lot
there
more.
we go. That's what I want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. So what do you think about this match? Do you think it was like just against Verona, or do you think maybe this could be a start of something?
Just a match against Verona. Come on.
Oh, be nice.
You play against Verona. They're
giving away points left and right.
15. And then you say they didn't have Osimhen. Come on, if you can beat the Verona without Osimhen.
Wow! Nothing for Rudy Garcia.
I would say wasn't the game. Wasn't the game 1-1 at some point? Tied? No,
it was 3-0. Then it went 3-1.
I didn't watch the game, so I was just.
Hey, why? This guy's just coming.
I didn't watch it. I asked you for the highlight. You didn't show it to me.
And anyway, the good thing about was Kvaratskhelia, that he got a couple of goals.
Got his confidence.
He's got a confidence. He could have had another one. Because I've seen lately Kvaratskhelia, when he gets the ball, he goes back. What the hell is going on? You got to go forward. And now finally, he went forward. He beat a couple of guys, and now he's scoring.
Gaetano is 100% right. Even my tennis coach is Georgian too. His name is Zurab, and he loves Kvaratskhelia, of course. So what he was saying to me, he said, Antonio, this guy has to start to move forward where he used to, and then it's just like this, and then he's starting to play because he was coaching somebody else, and then he just wound up twisting his ankle.
His coach, not Kvaratskhelia, by the way. Let's get that clear.
So he's a great guy. He follows the podcast all the time. So Zurab, I hope you getting better.
Get better.
Did he give you
I
that
hope you're
shirt?
getting better. No, this one here is. But he agreed with Gaetano, so he's gonna listen to the podcast later. He said, "You see, Gaetano and now we are on the same page." So that's why I'm picking up on.
I just want to add something quick. I do feel like we talked about under Rudy Garcia how they played different, and there was a lot of speculation on if Guevara was told to not be as direct. And now maybe it's like Rudy Garcia's like, listen, I got to change it up. Do whatever you were told by Spalletti last season and play how you were. I'm not saying it happened, but I'm just saying he doesn't look how he was the previous games. So I don't know if it was because of the marriage. I don't know it's because he's about to get sacked. Rudy Garcia's about to get sacked, or who knows what it is.
All of the above, Mike.
Rudy Garcia was with one leg out the door.
Oh my God!
And if he doesn't win tomorrow, he's gonna have both
Sunday,
legs
you mean?
out.
That's
Sunday.
what I'm saying.
No, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow.
The Champions, you mean?
Yeah.
No, they're gonna wait. This is not gonna be sucked.
Listen,
What do you think?
I think this Lecce team, this Verona team, is not really the Verona teams of the past.
Right.
They, Baroni, who was coaching with Lecce, has done a good job, and even defensively, usually a solid team. So being able to score 3 goals versus Verona is not an easy feat by all means, but definitely is not like scoring 3 goals versus Milan or 3 goals versus a top team. So, we have to take that into account. With this Napoli team, I mean, Osimhen out is major. That means Kvaratskhelia got to come up and come up big, and he did it game 1.
Simeone.
Yeah, so it's very important that this team is fluid and starts playing the way that they used to play. Now with Rudy Garcia, it's a new coach. Sometimes it's not easy, especially the year that Napoli had last year. You just win the Scudetto. You could have a little bit of a honeymoon phase potentially, and at the same time, you're not going to want to hear from another person. And listen to orders that somebody's telling you that, last year you were able to win in a different way, potentially. So I think it's just whoever was to come after Spalletti was going to have a difficult time. Now it's if he can ride this wave and figure out to just get this team to a winning form. And they're right there. I mean, if we want to say, Roma is right there for 4th place, Napoli's in contention. It's not like they're completely out of it.
A big team is gonna slip up this year. I'm not sure who's gonna be. I hope not AC Milan, but what's next on the menu?
And I just want to say,
Go ahead.
You the guys think still same thing with Rudy Garcia? You don't think just a couple more weeks maybe? And
no, he's gonna get to eat the panettone. I'm not sure about the.
You think
I'm not
so?
sure about the spumante.
I don't think we asked you. I don't think you were on the podcast. You think he's gonna make it?
Listen, I think he does. But also because who else is there?
Right.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest.
If Conte says no, and
he said no already.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he says no, and somebody like it's really either you go on a whim that you feel like what Berlusconi did or Galliani did with Palladino. I don't think you have somebody's ready. Nah, but come on.
There's this guy, this English
Ventura
coach.
Ventura.
You guys know Graham Potter? Apparently, he's one of the candidates.
Who's Graham Potter?
From
Henry
Chelsea.
Potter? Is that Henry
The
Potter?
guy that
What
was
is
at
this Graham
Brighton, they
Potter?
bought him.
Who's Graham Potter?
He just said it from
Grandfather. Grandfather. You don't know?
No. Graham Potter. He was at Chelsea, and they're saying he is one. You know, not the craziest sort, but there's one lined up for Rudy Garcia in case he does get the boot.
It's only a rumor right now.
Yeah, it's rumors.
All right,
All rumors.
So we don't care
Listen,
about rumors.
Garcia better win tomorrow and Sunday against Milan. Otherwise, he's in big trouble.
Let's not let him win tomorrow. Let's forget about Sunday. All right? Let him win tomorrow, okay?
And now talking about Milan, let's move on to the big match of the week. And Anto, we had to get. I was trying to push as much as I can.
Yeah, I know.
But it's gotta be said, right?
Wow.
What? I said I didn't want to start.
He was trying to push, right?
I said I didn't want to start at
Yeah,
all.
he was jumping when Locatelli put the goal in. Wow, what a push you had, Mike.
Go ahead.
Listen.
You wanna
Juventus. AC Milan didn't lose the game.
No?
Yesterday it was Juventus. I'm sorry. Take it back. Can I take it back?
Of course.
Juventus didn't win the game. It was AC Milan that they lost the game. Okay, the red card, it was legit. Okay, they scored on a deflection. They didn't produce. Il gioco, la Juventus non ha gioco. La Juventus, I'm going to now translate back in English. The Juventus, they have a game of not to let other people play. That's a lousy game. They do not have a scheme. They don't have a philosophy. They don't have nothing. They sit back and they counter. Okay, then AC Milan has this disgusting way of approaching games like that to just go all the way in. We already made a mistake with Inter. Maybe there is going to be a way in between that we can just have an approach that is a little less offensive, and then it just not the wait and see, but attack but protect at the same time the defensive line. We are too far up when we're attacking, especially with the teams that they have speed right on top of there that they can punish you. So now did Chow meant to put the guy down, or did what's his name Keane meant to do that
Yeah,
no
I think
name?
so.
It was just I don't know, Mike.
But he was working his ass off. Moise Keane was running, causing a lot of trouble, pressing your defense very high.
For anybody to be giving credit to the Juventus for winning the game, credit is due where, but I don't think they really deserve the game because they did not produce anything. I mean, if I were to pay to go watching a game and go watching Juventus play that way, you won. Hey, that's it.
You would pay to watch Inter play, right?
Yeah, definitely. So if they were losing, I would definitely pay double. But for Juventus to win it that way, I would not be bragging. Okay, nobody should be bragging about the win of Juventus yesterday because it was disgusting, and it's just. What is Allegri?
Well, I was about to say, what do you think about
He's ripping his tie off.
What is the matter with this guy? The guy. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Silence of the Lamb. The guy's all over the place. He should be put on a straight jacket. The guy's all over the place. He takes his ties off and his jacket.
That was a crazy
on the floor.
movie.
You're winning 1-0. He's winning 1-0. What is he complaining about it? The team was playing very well. I don't know who he was.
You just said that they didn't play good.
No, I mean, it was holding the score. You see? You see what I'm dealing with? They were rotating the ball. They didn't make many mistakes after the goal scored.
I know what you mean.
But what's this guy?
I know what you mean.
This guy's a disgrace for anybody. Listen to me. If anybody's watching the Serie A and they're watching the behavior of this Allegri, I'm telling you, they're going to say, what the hell is wrong with this guy here? I have never seen a coach. I mean, Inzaghi yells and screams or whatever you want, but this guy takes his tie, his jacket, he's slamming, he's kicking the water bottle, he goes to I cartelloni pubblicitari and the publicity.
How come he doesn't get the red card?
Well, he got a yellow, I think. He got a yellow, but I think... the core, when you are the coach, you have to give the example to the team. Just yelling and screaming and just, it's bad. Gaetano, what do you think?
Well,
This guy talked more about Allegri though.
It hurts me to say it. But actually, Antonio, he's got a point.
For what? For what though? For which part? For which part? Oh, you got it. For which part?
About the Juventus. I mean, not playing.
Yeah, but we know this. This is the old news for us.
I know, but they win these games. It doesn't look pretty, but Allegri doesn't care. He could care less. A win is a win for him as long as you got the 3 points. That's all he cares. It's in San Siro. It's a very difficult place to win a game, but he finds a way to manage and to get the 3 points, and it's going to be there until the end of the season. It's going to be right over there. It's going to be second, third place, and who knows if Milan keeps losing these big games, because Milan. Ciao is a disaster.
He's too young. He's too green. He's too green right now.
He's not an AC Milan player. Okay, so I would have started with Kalulu instead of Ciao. I mean, I think that Kalulu is.
He was coming off an injury, so that's why he used him.
Kjaer is a little bit slow and is a little bit older. So he's got the experience.
Calabria doesn't have it. We made a mistake. Gaetano is right.
But I don't know. If you got 3 forwards, you're playing the 4-3-3. You got to be careful. You have to be careful that you need to also to defend. So it's this Milan team. They got talent. I mean, you got talent. You got even your third goalkeeper
Miranda.
Yesterday,
he played great.
Man, he played great.
Yeah.
And Serie A experience.
Yeah, he's a third goal. I mean, you got so much talent with Leao. You got Giroud, who's got experience. He had a beautiful shot in the first half, in the beginning of the game.
With the
way he turned, it's unbelievable. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. You were missing something in midfield.
Reinders was not on the top of his game yesterday.
Adley looked kind of solid there. Adley looked pretty good. Not bad. Adley looked good. Pretty good. But not that killer instinct.
It's not a killer, but he got into the groove of reading the game.
He was picking up a lot of slack, I feel like.
He did okay. I cannot complain. I mean, I'll be the first one to criticize anybody, including AC Milan. Not like those dudes over here. So when it's time to criticize AC Milan, I'll be the first one to be the criticizing. So
I don't know. You need to beat some. If you want to be up there, you need to.
We need two center defenders for us to go all the way. And you need to beat
some big teams.
I think the big thing with Milan is they played great the first half. They were in complete control, but this lapse of concentration from Ciao, like I said, Moise Kean, I think he played great. Off the ball, he was running, pressing, did not stop. He really earned that start. He played great for me. But Kean was smart to make him get fouled over there and be that last man. But then again, the second half, it was a complete change. It completely shifted to Juventus. And even when Locatelli scored, even after that, Juve still had the ball, which I was so nervous about. I know, I get that, but they're also down a goal. I get that, but you're also down a goal. And then against Milan, I would think they'd be putting more numbers up front. It seemed like Milan were up that 1-0, so that for me it was, I don't know, it was strange for me how they played, especially towards the end when you had nothing to lose. They didn't possess the ball. They didn't have the chances. It still looked like Juve had it.
It's hard to possess the ball when you have a man down, especially after. For the whole second half.
I have to say something though. Excuse me, Pete. I have to say something about the referees. I mean, I have seen Gatti fouling Leao maybe 15 times. Toward to the end of the game, I think on the second half, maybe the second part of the second half, he finally gave him a yellow. He put down Leao maybe 15 times. So what I'm saying,
okay, 15. Relax with the number.
Mike,
15.
If it's not 15, it could be 14 and 3/4.
I'll count it afterwards.
But to make a long story short, I think 15. The game was a little bit not skewed.
Yeah, exactly.
Not skewed. So, I mean, this guy here, he should have been given a yellow 3 or 4 times, at least on the first half. So what you do, you could have Leao could have just keep pointing at him and then maybe force him to foul him again and get the second yellow. But the guy never called, he never gave the yellow that he should have been given before. Am I finding excuses? No, you lose. But from time to time I said, hey, the referees, you have to be fair. Just to be fair, okay? I think there should have been at least an extra yellow on Gatti. Okay, he never made layout turn. He always was grabbing him. And, you have to just call those things. Tutti falli da dietro, the fouls from behind. You have to call them.
There's bigger issues with Milan than the officiating, I think.
And I think when it comes to Juventus, Allegri, we know his style. His game plan is to frustrate. That's his game plan. Frustrate
and play dirty.
Be solid defensively, compact,
be clinical,
and then be able to score a goal and put the game to rest. Even when he had the advantage and it was still 0-0, he didn't want to risk anything. It wasn't like, okay, let me put on another striker, let me try to do something different.
Just
it was
the
like
ball
to
around.
like players, and that was it. So this is Allegri. This is what Juventus wanted, right? The whole thing was we need to get back to winning or our being able to win games. That's the only thing that matters. Not so much this beautiful style of play or whatever. But that being said, Milan, Pioli, same thing. He has his one way, his only way, and this is what he's gonna do over and over again. And oftentimes we see it even with Inzaghi's style and his substitutions. It's you can see the identity of the team. So we can't be upset at Allegri and because he doesn't play, and then be upset also at Pioli and because he plays his style too much. He lives and dies by his sword in a sense. But I do think it's understanding circumstances in a game like this, where when you're down a man, or even you have to be able to win this game, sit back at times. Sit back a little bit, because you have Leao. For me, like if you're able to kind of attract Juventus out a little bit, you put a ball over the top for Leao, he's gonna get onto that ball. And no one's catching him. No one's catching him.
Pete, let me ask you something. Either you or Gaetano, either one of you guys. Do you think the substitution of that bothered me a lot? You taking Captain American out, Pulisic, when you are down 1-0 on a critical part of the game, and then you leave yourself with what do you put Jovic inside over there? What are you going to do with it?
I agree with
you. So
I
would have taken out Adley, sacrificed Adley, because the midfield, we have Reinders, we have and Calabria doesn't play as a defender. Calabria, we have Florenzi and Calabria doubling up over there.
What are you talking about?
So I would say that I would have Pulisic. I would have kept Pulisic inside
keep him in.
and sacrifice
who you going to take out?
A midfield?
Adley. I would have taken Adley out.
You're already down a man. You take out another midfielder. You have only one.
But you have to try to compensate. Instead of do a 4-4-1, leave Giroud, and then Giroud had to come out anyway.
I would have took Giroud out, to be honest. Instead of
Giroud on a corner kick.
You're gonna take out Leao?
Anything else?
No. I was saying I will take Adley out and just leave Pulisic inside.
That's risky.
I will have left Pulisic inside.
4-3-3. How are you gonna do that?
You're losing 1-0 already. No, it's not 4-3-3. It's you could have done.
You took Pulisic out?
Yeah, I would have done a 4-3-2. I would have done a 4-3-2. Yeah.
They all do it. All the coaches.
4-4-1.
As soon as there's a red card, the first player to come out is a forward.
Yeah. The creativity.
I remember World Cup 1994. Baggio came out. He was livid, and the guy took. They all do. Okay, you're gonna lose you're gonna lose this game. You're playing with 10 players. What's the chance that you're gonna win this game? It's going to be, it's not a high percentage that with 10 players you're going to win this game. They all do it. They take a forward out and they put another defender, and you're going to lose the game anyway.
Preserve the lead at least, and hopefully get a draw.
With an offensive player, if you have a breakthrough, Pulisic can take a shot, Leao can take a shot, Giroud can take a shot. I mean, that's my point. Is if you really wanted to try to chance a risk, you go down to nothing. It's okay.
But I would not take out a midfielder.
Yeah,
Who are you gonna take out then?
No, he play with three in the back. Play with 3 in the back. So a lot of teams play with 3 in the back.
3-4-2.
No, you play 3-3-3 or 3-4-2. Yeah, 3-4-2. Maybe tell Pulisic,
to back up a little bit,
come a little bit more to the midfielder, middle, right? Leave 3 in the back. So many teams play with 3 defenders in the back. It's not, but at least if you leave that, you still might have a chance, because you have, as soon as you take out a forward, and then you get one forward up there with against four defenders. You're never going to score.
Yeah.
You can score on a corner kick. You can score on a foul.
We're a double.
It's very difficult to
we're
score.
a double. We're Florenzi and Calabria. They pretty much play the same role over there. So
but one was
Ciao
left.
is out. Listen to me. Ciao
One
is
was
out.
left. One was right.
I know, but they can play both of them. They can switch the position very easily. It's like a switch either. So you have Ciao out. Right? So what do you have right there? You have now Tomori left, and you brought Kalulu inside, and then you either use Florenzi or Calabria on as the three line. Kajer, whatever.
I would have played with three.
And that's what I'm saying. Those would be the three. So it's either you sacrifice a midfielder or either Florenzi or Calabria. I would have done either one, but I would have left Pulisic inside. That's why the reasons why I'm not that high on Pioli. Pioli to me does not read the game the proper way. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I have seen him making big decisions that they cost us game. It's not the first time.
And I just wanted to add too, we didn't even mention, Anto, you probably cut me off or something. Marco was actually at that game. He was on the sideline, and he also talked
No wonder why we lost. We should have never allowed him to go over there. Every time he goes to San Siro, Marco's like,
he beat Inter.
No, what are you talking about? Every time he goes there, Giroud scores.
I take it back.
He did not interview Giroud
That's
this time.
true, you're right.
That's the reasons why we lost.
That's it.
But instead of interviewing Giroud, he did interview the U.S. men's national coach,
Right.
Greg Berhalter, who they said some stuff. They're talking about Serie A, and he was also grew up watching Inter. That's his team in Serie A.
He's from
right?
New Jersey. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, it seems like a great guy. And I just want to say, for the first time ever, they had 4 Americans start for Milan versus Juventus. The 4 players that started were Pulisic, Musa, Tim Weah, and Weston McKennie. So that's a nice little history,
Let's
right?
go America.
Yeah. And going back
USA.
Going back to Marco, he's going to be in Berlin tomorrow for the Union Berlin against Napoli, and then follow him also at Paris for PSG against AC Milan.
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
So
That's a good one.
everything is on Paramount
Plus, by the way, since you're going to be in Berlin tomorrow, have a nice. It's going to be Oktoberfest still. There's still October over there. It's the Oktoberfest. Have some a nice cerveza over there. I just call beer in German.
Beer.
Have a nice beer, myself.
Is it?
Beer
So
house.
yeah, it's the Oktoberfest.
B-I-E-R.
Yeah, okay.
Are you spell it the same way? You pronounce the same way? Beer.
It's probably that, though.
Yeah.
You're probably right. I look
Marco,
like,
have a
They
nice
have a morning
beer.
beer,
Have
too.
a nice beer.
You know that?
Bex.
There we go.
They have
Bex. No, Bex. I think
Bex
is Dutch.
Yeah, no, Bex is German.
German.
Bex
Yeah.
is German.
No,
Yeah.
Heineken is Dutch, right?
Heineken is Dutch.
Bex is German.
Bex, you just
Yeah.
said.
And also another interesting stat over here. October 22nd, 2016, Locatelli, who at the time played for Juventus.
For Milan.
For Milan, scored against Buffon, against Juventus. And yesterday, October 22nd, 2023, exactly 7-year difference, he scored against Milan as a Juventus player.
Around the same time, too, right? The exact time?
Oh, you're saying the actual time?
That's easy.
It might be a couple minutes off. But yeah, exactly 7-year difference.
How old is Locatelli?
I'll tell you right now.
The older he gets, the better he is. The
You know,
cheese.
I don't want to know anything about him.
No, because 7 years from now,
He's a
25.
disgrace.
25.
32?
7 years from now,
32.
Yeah, that guy's
let's
probably,
make a bet.
Yeah. God only knows
Hey,
which team.
producer, Mr. Producer, 7 years from now, Locatelli.
Make a
Yeah.
bet. Put a timer
Yeah,
on.
Locatelli is going to be playing. He's going to be playing on the Saudis with the Saudis and Cristiano Ronaldo.
You think
Still?
he'll be playing? Wow.
Yeah,
He's
well,
gonna-
CR7 is going to be playing until he's 70.
Cash register number 7.
Catch now, Mike. I like that.
You made it up.
I made it up.
Yeah. I'm giving you
Cash
credit.
Cash register number 7.
You gotta do the-
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
Anything else we have to talk
Yeah,
about?
we're just gonna go over some other games
Yeah.
really quickly. Lazio got a 2-0 win against Sassuolo. Immobile didn't start again. Came back from injury though. Came on, but they ended up getting the 3 points. They're looking good. Slow start for them, just like Roma, but they're slowly but surely going up there. Castellano starting
There are
as a
so
striker.
many teams this year with this
Atalanta?
up and
Against
down.
Sassuolo.
Atalanta up and down, Sassuolo up and down, Lazio was up and down. I don't know what's happening this year. There's not that consistency.
I don't know what it is.
Monza wins a couple of games and they lose a couple of games.
I was watching the game with Mike and Enrico. I mean, this guy made two very, very, very not stupid. No, the defensive mistake.
Yeah.
The defender.
Yeah, the first goal.
Two times, but even on the second is.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Just elementary stuff. Just
Take him
control
out.
The ball.
Take him out. And the other thing.
I felt bad for the guy.
Today,
but come on.
Fiorentina, which
they had the chance. They had the chance to be higher.
The Fiorentina today with a win would have been right in third, stay up with the elite in third place. And too bad.
Tied with Juventus. They would have been tied with
up and down. Huh?
They would have been tied with Juventus.
Yeah.
If they won that game, but they ended up losing. Caputo scored. He also scored a goal that was
the next
taken
two
away.
games, I think they have. I think they're gonna have. I think they're playing Lazio next week.
Yeah, they are.
And then Juventus the week after.
Listen, Fiorentina does very well with big teams. I would not be surprised.
That's true.
No,
I would not be surprised if
Juventus,
they come with 2 wins.
Actually, in the last, they always beat Juventus.
Yeah. And they also give a great game to Inter whenever they play them. Also, they're very the Giants killer. But also, Atalanta got a big win against Genoa too. Let's not forget them. Atalanta is right there. Another one of those teams that we're never gonna know who's gonna. It's shuffling back and forth. Who's gonna be top 4? But those are the majority of the games, and we're gonna look forward to a European week. We got Tuesday, we got Wednesday, we got Thursday. Tomorrow, Inter versus Salzburg. We said Union Berlin versus Napoli, where Marco's gonna be.
They both at 2:35, 2:45.
Inter's 12:45.
12:45
lunchtime.
And Wednesday, PSG versus Milan. That's
Wednesday, of course. At what time? That's 2:45, right?
GG.
I'll check. And Feyenoord versus Lazio also on Wednesday. So tough UCL games. Hope the best for the Serie A teams. And let's see.
So who's gonna be here tomorrow? You're not gonna be here tomorrow.
I don't think I'm not gonna be here tomorrow.
Where are we gonna go tomorrow? We don't know.
Why would I say this on the pod?
So about you, Paisa, what are we doing tomorrow? We can order some nice lunch and.
He's
why don't you break
me over
it?
so I can see. Anto, why don't you just stay home?
They don't give you the keys over here, Anto.
If I'm home, somebody can ask me to do something that I don't want to do.
So you'd rather leave the house for a few hours?
In America they say out of sight, out of mind. So if you're not there, right? If you're not there, nobody's gonna ask you to do anything.
All right, can we go get something to eat? I'm starving.
We can go to Las Margaritas.
You love that place.
No, Enrico likes the place, okay?
Guys, thanks so much. Thanks for telling everyone your plans to after the podcast. But Forza Serie A for the next few days. And let's see. Ciao, guys.
Stick around, okay? All right. So
around,
do they
guys.
need to subscribe or...
subscribe, like,
subscribe,
share.
like, do all of the above, okay?
And be ready for a merch drop soon, guys.
Oh, the
Ciao,
merch
guys.
drop, Mike.